is the problem on two machine scheduling. So the problem is 10 jobs are to be processed on two machines, machine 1 and machine 2, in the order machine 1 followed by machine 2. Processing times are given below. Determine the optimal sequence and evaluate for total elapsed time. In this problem we have 10 jobs and we have two machines, machine 1 and machine 2. Order of the machines are machine 1 and machine 2, and we have processing times. So we have to determine the optimum or optimal sequence, and we have to evaluate for total elapsed time. So already I have calculated the optimum sequence. According to this problem, I have calculated the optimum sequence. So now in this session I want to calculate the total elapsed time. So already I have determined the optimum sequence. Now I want to calculate the total elapsed time. So let us start how to calculate the total elapsed time. Okay, right. So here, for calculating the total elapsed time, so we have to process the jobs or we have to process the timings, right? So here I have a like a box. So first in the first column I have taken the job sequence, and this is for machine A and this is for machine B. So for machine A I'm taking in time, processing time, out time, and then idle time. At the same time I am taking for machine B in time, processing time, out time, and idle time. So I want to calculate all these for two machines, right? And in the job sequence I have taken the job sequence. Already I determined the job sequence. So this is the job sequence. So if you want to know how to find out the optimum sequence, then I will give you a video description in the description. Okay, that means I will give you a link in the description so you can watch, right? So here, according to the optimum sequence, I have taken all the whatever I found, that job sequence I have taken here, right? So first, for processing the jobs, we have to start the first job at 0 hour. In the problem it doesn't consist is it hours or minutes or whatever it is. So simply I am assuming it is hours. Okay, so here I am taking 0 hour. Okay, so first what we have to do, so we have to process the job 4 on two machines. That is our first target. So we have to process this job. First, the in time is 0. Okay, so at 0 time I am starting the processing the job on machine A. So this is the starting point. So in time we have to take as 0, right? Then processing time, how we will take the processing time, that is very simple. In the problem itself we will get the processing times for machine A. Of course also we will get for machine B. Okay, so which job it is, so that we have to take. So here we need the processing time for job 4. So here we have the job 4 and processing time. Here we have two processing times, 3 we have and 6 we have. So which one we have to take? So we have to take the machine M1 we have to take here. So the machine M1 or machine A. Okay, so here I have to take 3 here. Okay, The processing time is 3. And next we have to calculate the out time, right? So for calculating the out time, simply the in time plus the processing time, then we will get the out time. So this is the out time for job 4 on machine A. So what it means actually, at 0 hour we have started the work on machine A. For 3 hours we processed the job on machine A. At 3rd hour we have completed the processing on machine A. Then what we have to do? So immediately we have to process the same job on machine B at 3rd hour. So these are the timings. At 3rd hour we have to process the job on machine B. Okay, so immediately we have to forward the job to machine B, right? So here one more thing we have to calculate here, so that is idle time. At 0 hour we have started the work. That means here the machine didn't wait for any job or any work. So that's why here we have to take the idle time as 0, because we have started the work at 0 time. Okay, for processing all these jobs, so how much the machines are waiting, so that idle time we have to take. So here at 0 hour we have started the work, so that means the machine didn't wait for any job. Okay, that's why here we have to take 0 first, right? At 3rd hour we have processed the work on machine A. Then what we have to do? We have to process the job on machine B also. So this out time will become the in time for machine B. Okay, like on machine B or for job 4. Okay, so here processing time. So already I told to you, so how we will take the processing time. So this is job 4. So job 4, 6 is the processing time. So here we have to take 6, and we have to calculate the out time for machine B job 4. So 3 plus 6, we will get the out time here. So 9th hour. So at 9th hour the job 4 completed on machine B. That means at 9th hour we can complete the processing job 4. Okay, right? So this is the sequence. First we have to process the job on machine A. After that we have to process the job on machine B. Then only that job will become processed completely, right? So here idle time. So this idle time is for machine. Okay, so this machine has waited for 3 hours. Why it has waited for 3 hours? We have started the work with job 4. Okay, at 0 hour we have started. For processing the job 4 we have taken 3 hours. That means the machine A taken the 3 hours. So for the 3 hours waited for the job, so the machine B waited for the job. So after 3 hour only the machine B will get the work. So the 3 hours are the idle time for machine B. Okay, here we do not process any other job. Why we do not process the any other job? Because we have to process the job on machine A. After that only we have to process the job on machine B. That's why the machine didn't process any other work. It waited for the proper work. Okay, the sequenced work. So the job 4 we processed on machine A. After 3rd hour we forwarded to the machine B. Then at 3rd hour we have started processing the job on machine B. So before 3rd hour, that means the 3 hours are waiting time for machine B. So for what it has waited? So it has waited for the work. Okay, so this is the first job. So that's why the machine B has waited. Okay, so this idle time here we have to take 3 as 3 we have to take here, right. Then coming to the next job, so after completing the processing the what present job, then we will go to the next job. Okay, so in the job sequence we have the job 6. Okay, so with the help of the job 6 we can process the next job. Okay, so here what is the in time here? So here this which out time will become in time here. So machine A out time will become in time here, or machine B out time will become in time here. So that we have to identify. So here, so the machine A, so if you take the machine A out time, so the previous job performed it for 3 hours, and it come out from machine at 3rd hour. Okay, at 3rd hour the machine A will become free. That means at 3rd hour we can process the next job. Okay, right. So if you think about this out time, so at 9th hour the machine B processed the previous job. Okay, so this machine A don't want to wait for 9th hour, because at 3rd hour machine A will become free. At 3rd hour we can start the next job. Okay, so that's why here the same machine out time will become the in time here. Same machine out time will become in time here. Next, processing time. So this is job 6. So job 6 processing time is 4. Okay, then what is the out time? How we can calculate the out time? So in time plus out time for the same machine. Okay, so that is 7 is the out time, right. Then next we have to calculate the idle time for machine A. So for calculating the idle time for machine A, so what we have to do? So here we have to check, is the machine waited for any job? Okay, so after 3rd hour we have completed the previous job. At 3rd hour we have completed the previous job. After that immediately we have started the next job. So this machine didn't wait for any work. Okay, immediately it started working or processing the job. So 0 at 0 hour, that means the 0 hour is the idle time for machine A. It didn't wait for any work, so we didn't take the machine B out time. Okay, so we have taken the out time of this machine A okay, as in time for job 6. Okay, right. Then we process this job on machine B. Okay, after this, so how here which hour will become the in time for machine B? Okay, so here this 7th hour is at 7th hour we have processed the job 6 on machine A. Immediately we can forward at 7th hour to machine B. Okay, this job we can forward to machine B at 7th hour. But here we need to check one more thing here for taking the in time for machine B. At 7th hour the job is ready, it processed on machine A, that's okay. But here we have to check, is the machine is ready to perform? That we have to check. So how we will check that? So here the previous job out time is 9th hour. Okay, so 9th hour, that means the 7th hour the machine B is processing the previous job. It is still processing at 7th hour. When the machine B will become free? At 9th hour it will become free. So the machine at a time can process only one job. That's why here the machine be unable to process the next job. At 9th hour it can. That means here at 7th hour we have a job to process on machine B, but the machine is busy. So at 9th hour it is possible to process on machine B. Okay, so here we have to check the same job machine A out time and the previous job machine B out time. So these two processing times we have to compare. So which one is max, that here we have to take. So which one is max? Okay, so that will become the in time for machine B. Okay, so 7, 9, so simply we can take 9. Okay, so the theme is, so is it machine is ready, or the job is available or not, the machine is ready or not. So those points we have to understand. Okay, right. Then processing time. Some for job 6 the processing time is 7 hours. So 7 I will take here. Then I will calculate the out time here. So simply the processing in time plus processing time, then I will get the out time. Right. Then coming to the idle time. So for calculating the idle time, so what we have to take? So here so we have to take the previous job out time minus present job in time for the same machine. So here we will get 0. So that means, so after 9th hour the previous job completed or processed at 9th hour, so immediately we have started the next job. So this machine B didn't wait for any time or for any hour, so that's why here we have to take 0. That's it. Okay, the next job 9 we have to process in the according to the job sequence. For job 9, so here what we have to take here, this out time or this out time. So 7 is here, 16th he is here. Okay, so the previous job on machine A we have processed or we have completed the job at 7th hour. Immediately we can start the next job at 7th hour. Okay, so that's why here I have to take this 7th hour is the in time for the next job. So here we have to take the processing time for job 9. Okay, so job 9, that is 5. So 5 we have to take, then we have to calculate the processing time. So 7 plus 5, then here the idle time is again 0. So the previous job out time is 7, the present job in time is 7. So there is no gap in between. So 0 is 0 we have to take. So 0 is idle time. So then next in time, so we have to compare this 12 and this 16. So at 12th hour the job is ready, but at 12th hour the machine B is busy, it is performing the previous job. So here we have to compare these two and we have to simply take as 16. So which is max, 12th or 16? So that 16 we have to take here. Okay, so max of okay 16 we have to take. So the job 9 processing time for machine 2 that is 7 hours. Okay, so here we have to calculate the in time plus processing time, then we will get the out time. So 23. So here idle time, so the previous job out time is 16 hour and the present job in time is 16th hour. So there is no gap, so 0 is the idle time. Then we go for the next job we have to process on 2 machines. So job 10. So job 10 here we have to take the in time 12. So the previous job out time is 12, the present job is in time is 12. So this previous job out time we have to take for in time for the next job. So 12 we have to take. After 12th hour we can immediately start the next job because we have a job, so we can process. Okay, so 12th hour we can start the next job. So this is the job 10. So job 10 processing time 6 and 6. Okay, so here we have to say take 6 and here we have to take 6, right? Okay, then out time. So simply simply we can calculate the out time. So 12 plus 6 we will get the out time. So in time plus processing time we will get out time. So idle time, how we will calculate the idle time? So 12 there is no gap. So after previous job we immediately started the next job to process. Okay, right. So this in time. So here you have to think. Here you have to think. So which in time you have to take? So this out time or this out time? Okay, the same job out time on machine A or machine B previous job out time. So in these two times, so which time or which hour you have to take? So that you have to think. Okay, so at 18th hour the job is ready, but at 18th hour the machine B is processing the previous job, so it unable to process the another job. It only process a single job at once. Okay, so that's why. So here we have to compare. So we have to compare this 18 and this 23. We will get the in time. Okay, after 23rd hour we can the machine B is ready to process the next job. Very simple. Okay, even the job is ready at 18th hour, but it is possible at 23rd hour to process the job on machine B. Okay, so we have processing time here and we will get the out time. Simply if you add these two, in time and processing time, then what is the idle time? So 23, so 0 is the idle time for machine B. Okay, then we will go for next job. So this is job 3. So job 3, simply you can take this 18 here, this out time will become in time. Okay, and job 3 processing times. So job 3 processing times 10 and 6. So here we have to take 10 and here we have to take 6, right? So 10, 6. Okay, simply we have got the what out time here, 18 plus 10, 28. So 18 for idle time. So previous job out time is 18, present job what in time is 18 for the machine A only. So there is no gap, 0, right? Then here next we have the out time on machine A is 28. The previous job out time on machine B is 29. So 28, 29. Simply you take 29 here. Okay, so max, which one is max, 28 or 29? 29. At 29th hour the machine B is ready to perform the task, but at 28th hour the job is there to process, even though it is not possible to process on machine B because it is still processing the previous job. At 29th hour it is free to process the next job. Okay, so here we have to calculate out time. Okay, so 29 plus 6, 35. And what is the idle time here? 29, 29. So 29, 29. So here we have to take 0. There is no gap, so the machine didn't wait for any job. Okay, the next job 8. So here we have to take the 28 as in time. Okay, this out time will become in time. So job 8, job 8 processing times are 8 and 6. So here we have to take 8 and here we have to take 6, right? Okay, so 28 plus 8, 36. Okay, for idle time how we will calculate? So the previous job out time, the present job in time. So 28, 28, no gap, so that's why here we have to take 0. Then here, see here, this is a different case for taking in time here. So here we have to compare the present job machine A out time 36 and the previous job machine B out time 35. So we will compare here 36 and 35. So definitely we will take here 36. Okay, the 36 is max. Okay, so here the machine is ready at 35th hour. The previous job it has processed at 35th hour, so that means the machine B is ready at 35th hour. So it is ready to perform the next job at 35th hour, but there is no job here to perform at 35th hour. Okay, the next job in the sequence, so at 36th hour is what the work is available. At 36th hour we have a work to perform on machine B, but the machine is ready at 35th hour only. Okay, here the machine need to wait 1 hour for the work. Okay, so at 36th hour we have the next job to process. Okay, so here even the machine is idle, or even the machine is free or idle, it has to wait for the job. Okay, it has to wait for the job. So at 36th hour the next job is ready to perform on machine B, so it has to wait for the job at for 1 hour. Okay, so this is in this case we will get the idle time. Okay, so here, so I calculated the total out time for this job. Okay, on machine B. So here we will get the idle time. How we will get the idle time? So here the previous job out time is 35 hours. The present job out what in time is 36 hours. So for machine B, so here we have 1 hour gap. So this 1 hour is the idle time for machine B. It waited for 1 hour for the work. At 35th hour, what the previous job the previous job processed at 35th hour, but at 35th hour we don't have a work to perform on machine B. So the machine B got the work at 36th hour, so that means it has waited for 1 hour. So that 1 hour will become the idle time for machine B. Okay, so next, job 5. So job 5, 7 and 5. Okay, job 5, so here we have to take 7 and we have to take here 5. Okay, right, so this out time will become in time here. Okay, and 36 0. Okay, so here which one we have to take? So 42 is there and 43 is there, so which one is max? 43. Okay, at 42 hour the machine B is ready to perform the next job, but at 43 hour the work is available for machine B, so the machine has to wait for 1 hour to get the work. Okay, at 43 hour the machine B will get the work. Okay, then simply we calculate the out time here. Okay, then how much idle time here? So 42 43, so the gap is 1, so 1 hour is the idle time for machine B. Okay, right. The next, job 10. So job 10 processing times, this 6 and 6. Job 10. Okay, again it has come the job 10. So actually this is the job 1. Okay, so job 1. So job 1 processing times are 7 and 4. Okay, so here I will take 7 and here 4. Right. Okay, here which out time will become in time here? So the 43 will become in time here. Okay, so we will get the 50 at 15th hour we will get the job. Okay, that is job 1. So 43 So here the 0 is the idle time for machine A, and here what we have to take, 48 and 50. So 50 is the max simply, so 50 we have to take, and here 48 50, how much gap is there? So 2 hours. Okay, at 48th hour the machine B is ready to perform the next job, but at 50 hour the machine B has got the work. That means the machine B waited for 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours. So the next job 2, so that is 50 we have to take. Job 2 processing times are 8 and 2, so we will take 8 here and 2 here. Okay, so what is the what idle time here? So 50 50, so here we have to take 0. Okay, and next 54 and 58, so we have to compare these two and we have to take which one is max. So 58. Okay, 58. So at 54th hour the machine B processed the previous job, but the machine B, to process the next job, the machine B has to wait for that 4 hours. Okay, because at 58th hour the machine B will get the work, so that's why the 58th hour is the in time for the job 2 on machine B. Okay, so here I have taken the processing time and automatically calculated the out time. Okay, so you need to calculate, right? So here we have to find out the idle time. So 54 and 58, so what is the gap? So that is 4 is the gap. Okay, then final job in the job sequence. Okay, job 7. For calculating the job 7, so the in time is 58th hour, so this out time we have to take 58 as in time for job 7. Okay, what is the processing times for job 7? So job 7 processing times are 5 and 2, so here we have to take 5 and here we have to take 2, right? Okay, this is the 63rd hour. Okay, and 58 58 0, so 0 is the idle time for this this job and this machine, right? Okay, at 63rd hour we have completed the processing the job 7 on machine A, right? And next, what is the in time here? How we will calculate the in time? So we have to compare 60 and 63. So here we have to take 63. Okay, because at 63 we have the work to process on machine B. Okay, so that's why here we have to take 63 as in time. Okay, so 63 plus 2 65, we will get the 65 here. And what is the idle time? So 60 and 63, so here we have to take how much the gap is? 3 hours. Okay, 60 and 63, so 3 is the gap, right? Okay, so here according to the problem, so what we have to calculate? The total elapsed time we have to calculate. Okay, so what is the total elapsed time? How we will calculate the total elapsed time? So that means the total elapsed time is, so this out time, the last out time is the total elapsed time. This 65th hour is the, or 65 hours are the total elapsed time. So total elapsed time means how much time we will get to process all the jobs on 2 machines. That is the total elapsed time. That is the total elapsed time, right? So 65th is the total elapsed time. So whatever the hour we will get in the last cell, so that will become the total elapsed time. So why we have to calculate the job sequence? To decrease the total elapsed time. How much time we will decrease to to process all the jobs on two machines. Okay, that's why we have to calculate the job sequence. According to the job sequence, we have to process all the jobs on two machines. Then we will get the total elapsed time. So according to this problem, so we have we have found the total elapsed time. Also we can calculate the machine A idle time and machine B idle time. So simply if you add all these idle times, then simply you will get the idle time for machine B. So the 14 hours are the idle time for machine B. To calculate the machine this is machine B idle time. Okay, so if you want to calculate the machine A idle time, so of course you can add all these idle times, you will get the idle time. At the same time, so you need to add idle time for these idle times. So that what we have to add, so simply if you see, for processing the job 7 on two machines, okay, for processing the job 7 on two machines, at 63 hours we have processed the job 7 on machine A. Okay, after that we forwarded the job 7 to machine B. Okay, so the job 7 has processed 2 hours on machine B. Okay, that means while processing the job 7 on machine 2, the machine 1 or machine A or machine M1 has to wait for this hours. So this 2 hours, in this case this 2 hours the machine A has waited. So that means here we have to add, here we have to take 2 here. Okay, this 2 hours, this processing hour time has waited the machine A. So for last job, here we have to take this processing time as idle time for machine A. So now we have to add all these, then we will get the processing that idle time for machine A. So 2 hours are the idle time for machine A. So this is about the calculating the total elapsed time and idle time for machine A and machine B. So this is about the two machine scheduling problem.